All right, let's go over the loss that I took on NAS today. This is on a 5 minute time frame. The 1 minute time frame trade live capital. The 5 minute time frame I trade prop firms. All right, so pretty much my bias for today, which is sales. Why? Because as you see here, this bullish momentum was broken by this indication. We came back, retested this trend line, and we began to engulf and got some rejection candles to the downside. So looking at market open, I'm like, okay, this is the 5 minute. In my opinion, I think prices was going to, once market open, it looks like we're making a higher high and we're engulfing. Maybe market open, we're going to tap into the zone here, and I could take it on down for sales. Maybe on down to here at the bottom of the key towards liquidity, internal liquidity. All right, so that's my thinking. Let's see what happens. Price opens, boom, we shot down. At the time, I wasn't exactly sure if I wanted to take a sell here because you can see this green candle was engulfed. I could have just as easily made this my entire zone, this green candle plus the wick. And then I could easily have took it for some shorts. Take it down here and maybe go down here, get a nice 1-to-1. But as you know, when the market opens, it's moving pretty fast. So I'm like, price we came down. Okay, we came down, we broke the zone. I'm looking at this zone here. I really wanted to take my time, so I didn't really be hasting in your decision making. I really want to take my time. All right, so price ended up coming down, so that would have been a really good trade actually on the 5 minute. All right, so once that happened, I'm thinking, okay, price is shot down. We made another indication. We kind of made a lower low, even though price stopped right here. It was mostly dealing with wicks, but nevertheless, we made kind of a low. So, however, I'm thinking, in my opinion, on a higher time frame, again on 30-minute, I'm thinking that price wants to pretty much come back here because if you look at this candle, this is the first candle we're rejecting to the downside to this zone here. And I'm thinking, price we just want to come up here. We want to go back down. And this is what bit me in the butt today for this loss is I instead of really just looking and just waiting on what price, pretty much listening to price, what it's telling me, I was more so leaning heavily upon my assumption, which is price is going to come here, we're going to go down, right? However, I'm ignoring this part. Like, okay, we need to not trade because why are we getting a gigantic, enormous wick to this zone, right? So let's go back to the 5 minute. So that was the 30, that was the higher time frame. Okay. So now, okay, we just made the indication. We're looking good. All right. I'm like, yo, price about to go down. Boom, we see price came. This candle right here, this candle was the nice 1-2 punch that set me up. The market set me up for a perfect knockout, right? So once this candle happened, what happened? This supported like my bias here. Like if I go back and do another bar selection, this supported my bias. Here it is. We got tweezers top, right? Nice supportive resistance. Price rejected this zone. So I'm automatically thinking, okay, we can just engulf this bad boy. We're going to go ahead. We're going to take it. I'm thinking we're going to take it down here for a nice like 1-2 or something, right? However, the next candle, again, I ignored what was going on down here. I was so focused on here, so focused up here. I ignored down here. So down here, what did we just get? We just got also, and really just indecision. We kind of stop here for support and we rejected this zone as well. All right, so let's keep going. All right. Boom, another big red candle. So in my opinion, this is what set me up. I'm like, okay, I've seen enough. Up here, I got tweezer top, I got some rejection to this zone, tweezer top, and I got my trend line. I'm like, we're about to sell. And I'm thinking price is going to fill this gap, right? Because typically price always, the next candle will come and at least fill the gap. So I'm like, all right, cool. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and when price comes back in and tap me into my little zone here, what I'll do is I'll at least come down and I'll get like a nice almost a 1 to 2, right? It's pretty cool. So that's what I did. Let me drop this down to 1 second. No, I'm sorry. Can't do that. 1 minute. There she blows. Okay, so now once the next candle opens, once it did that, I'm like, bro, it was struggling. This was struggling for quite a bit. As you can see, it's 1 minute, right? So this it's a 5 minute candle. So this is 2 minute, right? So let's go, right? 3 minute. All right. So we got 2 more minutes into this candle. Look how small this candle is to that candle. And we struggling. We struggling. Price already came down somewhat, tapped me into my zone. And I'm like, soon as this candle flip red, I'm buying, I'm selling. The candle end up flipping red. I end up selling. And literally the last minute, right? We came up. Then boom, it stomped me out. And then the reason why is because I failed to realize that this big rejection candle here on this zone, if I go and look, this was a bigger play playing out on the 30 minute, right? Look what happened on the 30 minute. I tell you, the 30 minute is always the source of truth for me. As you can see here, this is this. Why would you sell here? Price is here. Why would you sell here, right? So anyways, so stomped me out, and I'm like, all right, cool. So let me fast forward because I actually almost got back into another trade because once price got up here and we did that, I'm like, bet if we engulf this candle, I'm definitely getting in for sales. But look what happened here. Okay, you see what just happened. You see how price wicked and price immediately filled the gap. That's all I was looking for here. I was like, all right, we're just gonna fill the gap. I wasn't even looking to go lower low. I was like, let's just fill the gap so we can, But the market does what it does, right? So took a loss today on the 5 minute on the prop firm for NAS.